Everyone, it's Lisa here. I am doing another What's Up Wednesday today again, and I'm working in the big book this time. So you can kind of see some of the pages I've already done in this. So I just wanted to show you, I masked off the page as well as I put gesso over top. This is what happens when you do not mask the seam. You just kind of get this bleeding. If you're okay with it, then that's great. I kind of like a little bit of a cleaner surface, so I mask it off. So I just find that helps to prevent the bleeding, and that's what happens when you don't. So the one time I didn't. So I was cleaning up some stuff, and I found a whole bunch of just kind of random little bits that I just kind of want to use up. So I've got some stickers. This is directions from a sewing pattern, some alphas, some tissue paper, some scrapbooking paper, and then this is actually a paper bag. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take some matte medium, and I'm going to put these in kind of a collage form all over, and then I'm going to come back and kind of get an idea. So hang tight. I was working on something else and I dropped a little bit of black paint here, which I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I tried to rub it off, but what I want to do is I want to make a thinner, like I want all of this to just kind of blend. So I'm just gonna take some gesso and I'm just gonna go over top of everything and just kind of blend everything all out so it's not quite so harsh. I'm gonna kind of lose a little bit of some of the patterns in the background, but for the most part, the darker stuff's going to come through. Okay, so that doesn't look like it did very much of anything other than just blend everything out, which that's kind of the look I wanted to go for. Just wanted everything to blend out a little bit. So normally what I'm going to do next, I would use heavy gesso. However, I do not have the time for the extra heavy gesso to dry because I am leaving tomorrow to go to Tennessee. So I am going to try using this light modeling paste. Now, what I'm going to actually use it with, I'm going to put it kind of all over the place. And then these are fondant plates. So very similar to rubbing plates in the craft industry. So I'm going to use this brick one. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but it's got a brick-like texture to it. And my thought is to press it into the modeling paste and lift it up, and I'm hoping that I will get something, and if not, it will be a glorious mess. So this is actually, the gesso is still wet. I have not dried it, so I'm just going to go in some places where I want it to be a little bit thicker. Okay, well, as you've seen, that did not work, so I had to go and wash my little rubbing plate off. So I'm going to hope this dries in time. This is the super heavy gesso. I think it's just got a thinner texture to it. So again, I'm just gonna put it in some areas. Alright, so let's try that again. I'm just going to dry this off because I gave it a quick rinse in the sink. Just to get some of the extra water off of it. Now, I'm just going to press it into some of these areas. And wherever it's got lots, it'll be really thick. And wherever there's a little bit, there won't be as much. Just gonna get some of that texture in there. Okay, so I'm hoping that I've got the layers thin enough here that it will dry in not that much time. I might have to use my heat tool, but I'm going to do some packing and some laundry and come back and check this, and if I can't finish it, I will finish it when I get back from Tennessee. So I'm just gonna set that aside and I'll be right back. So I dried this. It's kind of slightly dry. I hope I don't wreck it. I'm not sure if you guys can even see that kind of brick texture in the paper. But I'm gonna try to bring it out a little bit. So I think I'm gonna go in and make a glaze. Let me just, I'm going to go to a standard fallback. So I've got the acrylic glaze and the nickel azo gold, and I'm going to again make a glaze. What you do is you just take a little bit of paint, and then you're going to take the same amount of the glazing fluid, and so it's 50-50. I'm going to put that all over the page, let it sit for about a minute or two, and then I'm going to take a baby wipe and wipe it off. So cross your fingers that it works. I'm just getting a rag here because I bet you my brushes are really gross and dirty. So yeah, they are. So I'm just going to clean off a brush and then get going. That looks fantastic. That's kind of what I wanted to go for, was just kind of this patchwork of brick. So it kind of looks like a brick building in the background. So that is totally what I had imagined in my head. So fantastic when it works out. So I'm just gonna dry this, and then I'm gonna come back, and I think what I might do is maybe do some stencil work. I'm gonna show you my inspiration for this page. So I have these flowers. These are butterflies from Heidi Swapp, and they were actually in my stash, and I wanted to kind of use them up. So my idea is to kind of have the butterflies just kind of, you know, embarking out, either that or start in this corner and just have them, you know, kind of flying up, or this way, or whichever way. So that is my whole idea, is maybe take some of these bigger ones, and then there's some smaller ones, and just kind of maybe keep going. I do have some punches, so I might use some butterfly punches. And then to top it all off, I do have a Donna Downey butterfly stamp. So I'm not sure how I will incorporate that at all yet, but I am excited. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'll be back. So I've let this dry completely. And I have this, it's actually from Donna Downey. It's a kind of grungy looking chevron. I do not know what the name of it is. So what I want to do is just create some pattern in the background by using this chevron, maybe a couple other stencils. If you take a look at these butterflies, they have like this blue print to them. I found one that's pretty close, so it's Broken China. So I'll probably just rub these distress paints over top. And I wanted to use a paint just because I'm not really sure what I want to do to this page yet. So if I use something that's permanent, I don't have to worry about if I spray it with water that it's going to get wet and just get muddled. So I'm just going to go in with some paint. And so yeah, let's do that. Okay, so my next thought is, what if I drip some of these? So I'm just going to take some water, and because the distress paints are reactive with water, I might be able to get some pretty good drippage out of them, or maybe not. Okay, so you could just see I blotted in a few areas where it was just a little too much, and I actually kind of like it a little better. It definitely has that more grunge-ish look to it. I don't want it to be like perfect stencil, so it kind of feels like the brick in the background, how it's like you can see some and you cannot see some. So you can see a little bit of the chevron and a little bit you can't. So I do like that. So I'm going to let that dry, and I'll be right back. Let that dry, and I have this script stamp, and this is from Stampin' Up! Forever. I've had it, and I just want to kind of make some text in the background. So I'm going to ink it up, but I don't want it to be perfect, so I'm going to actually kind of like daub away. So then that way when I go to stamp it, let me just say like go right here. I shouldn't be able to get like a perfect image. So you can see like I just have a little bit of the script. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. And I don't even know if this is upside down or not. I have no idea. So I'm just, again, daubing off and going to stamp. Okay, so I like that subtlety that it gives. Let me just zoom in, see if you can see how it's got that script right there. So it's just got a nice subtle look to the layout. Just a very subtle text in the background. I don't want to, you know, kind of create too much in the background, but just that nice subtle look to it. So I know I want that big butterfly stamp, but I just want to kind of see how this is gonna go here. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe if I stamp this butterfly on this glassine paper and then kind of trim it out, that way it might give it a glassy finish, kind of like a vellum. I'm gonna use some jet black StazOn ink, just because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Okay, this is a complete afterthought. I'm thinking about doing some black drips or black India ink. I'm not really sure which, but this is a complete afterthought. So I'm kind of worried about that butterfly getting ruined, so I might have to protect it. Just, you know, lay something over top of it just so it doesn't get wrecked. Okay, so this is cobalt black ink with some, what do you call it, airbrush medium. Just gonna give it a spray in my garbage can, just make sure it's working, and yes it is. And I'm just gonna do a couple quick sprays. Okay, so that makes me happy. That makes me really happy. So I'm going to glue down these pieces, thinking probably the matte medium should hold, so I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, so then to define these butterflies, I think I'm going to take this Stabilo pencil, and then I can take some water and just blend it out. So if I don't like the look, I'm going to go to maybe some India ink, but let's just try it first because I can always definitely go backwards. So it kind of created this shadow in the background of these butterflies. The only part I don't like is it really dulled down this page, and I kind of want to brighten it back out a little bit. So I could go to gold. That would actually be awesome if I put like a little bit of gold under each one of these butterflies and then maybe dripped it this way, then it would look like streams. Let's try that. Okay, so this is a fine tip liner. You just screw it onto the top of your bottle. So let's just do these farther away ones. So I'm curious what a white pen would do, if it would lighten everything back up. Okay, it doesn't feel right. Something just feels wrong. These butterflies are kind of, I don't know, doing their own thing. That water, that white definitely added a highlight, but it's just not what I wanted. So I'm almost debating on doing another acrylic glaze. And my thinking is because these are plastic, it should resist any of the acrylic glazing that I put over top. I just have to be extremely careful about this guy. He's almost starting to rip and come apart. So my thinking is, do I do it? And what color do I do it in? So, definitely needs to be a lot lighter. So I could go in with a yellow and do that. That would brighten it up. Maybe if I went with a yellow ochre, it's still a tone of yellow. It might bring back some of this glazing or this yellow tone back out. Or should I go with another completely color? What would happen if I went with orange? Ooh, that's a really bright orange. What about... What about a magenta glaze? Maybe. Let's see what that does. Okay, to me, that looks a lot better, and it brings a little bit more pink back out into the background, just to kind of, it makes you look at the pink in the butterflies now, whereas before you didn't really notice it. So I'm liking that a lot better. It's, you know, I probably will buff in a couple spots, just a little bit more. Okay, so that looks a lot better to me. This little butterfly fell off, which I'm not going to worry about him too much at the moment. I know where he goes, so I'll probably just glue him back on later. But I'm liking how I have now some pink tones in the background. Before you didn't really notice the pink in the butterflies, and now you do. Now you see the pink, you see the blue, you see the darker colors. So it's starting to kind of, pardon me, come all together. It still feels like it needs something else, so I think I'm just going to sit on this and think about it. I am going to stamp. These are the Inspire Word stamps from Donna Downey, and I'm just going to take this one. It says Believe, and you know what? It's kind of feeling a little blank here, so what I might do is stamp Believe and then just kind of make some swirly lines and then see what it looks like. Okay, it could be a hot mess. but I'm liking this. The believe didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to, but that's okay. I just randomly put believe all over, and then that's going to kind of tie it in. Another thing to tie it in, Black Indie ink. So let's just do some drops. Okay, well, it may be a bit excessive, but I think I'm going to call it done. I think I like the words in it. I think I kind of got steered wrong with maybe adding that black into the butterflies, but I tried to lighten it up the best I can, and it's hard to lighten up once you do black. So, lesson learned, careful with the black. But I do like the words that I've put in here. So I've got believe in yourself, believe in love, believe in life, believe in art, believe in families. So I like the message that it has to it, and I think that's important. So there you have it for a What's Up Wednesday. Take from it.